What is a Type 1 civilization? It is a society that has mastered all the energy of its home planet. Think about that for a moment. All the sunlight that falls, all the wind that blows, all the heat from deep within the earth. A Type 1 civilization can harness all of it. This is not just about using more power, it is about a fundamental shift. They become true planetary citizens. They live in balance with their world's vast energy. This status means complete energy independence. It means sustainability on a planetary scale. Such a civilization would be a shining example of advanced development. It shows how life can interact wisely with its home. The Kardashev scale is like a cosmic yardstick. A brilliant Russian astrophysicist named Nikolai Kardashev thought of it. This was back in 1964. The scale classifies civilizations. It does this based on how much energy they use. Think of it as a way to measure growth across the cosmos. A Type 1 civilization uses all of its planet's energy. A Type 2 civilization controls all the energy of its star. A Type 3 civilization commands the power of an entire galaxy. This scale helps us dream about our own future. It also helps us think about life that might exist on other worlds. It gives us a ladder of cosmic achievement. Why do we need such a grand scale? The Kardashev scale is more than just a thought experiment for scientists. It inspires us. It encourages us to think very, very big. It pushes the edges of what we believe is possible. This scale helps scientists who are looking for signs of advanced alien life. If such civilizations exist, what kind of energy signals might they produce? The scale provides a common language. We can use it to talk about these huge cosmic ideas. It acts like a very long roadmap. It shows one possible path for humanity's future evolution. It frames our goals in a truly cosmic way. So what is the core idea of Type 1 mastery? It means they are completely fluent in energy. They can use 100% of the solar energy that reaches their planet. They can draw power from the planet's hot core. They can harness the immense power of storms. They can use the relentless pull of the tides. This total control over energy ensures their survival for a very long time. It allows them to undertake projects we can barely imagine today. They are no longer simply reacting to their planet's changes. Instead, they work together with its huge energy systems. This is a civilization living in true harmony with its world. For a Type 1 civilization, the sun is a main source of power. Imagine enormous networks of solar collectors. These might cover vast deserts, or they might even float in space orbiting the planet. These would not be like the solar panels we use today. They would be far, far more efficient. Every single particle of sunlight, every photon would be a source of usable energy. They could capture many times more energy than our entire world uses now, just from sunlight. This solar energy would be clean. It would be incredibly abundant. It would always be available. This forms the very foundation of their immense power supply. Beyond the sun, a Type 1 society taps deep into the planet itself. Geothermal energy is a major contributor. This means drawing heat from the Earth's molten core. They would not just drill a few miles down as we do. Think of deep planet-wide systems to extract this heat. The incredible power of the ocean tides and waves would also be fully used. They would have highly advanced technologies for this. Even the energy from controlled weather systems could be part of their supply. For example, they might manage global wind currents to generate power. They would essentially have the planet's entire energy budget ready to use. With so much available energy, amazing technologies become possible. Weather control would be a normal part of life. They could stop powerful hurricanes before they hit land. They could bring gentle rain to dry deserts, making them green and fertile. They could regulate the global climate. This would ensure a stable and perfect environment for all living things. This is not about fighting nature. It is about being responsible guardians of their planet. They would understand their world system so deeply. They could carefully adjust them for the better. This is planetary management on a grand scale. Such amazing technology would shape their society in profound ways. Global unity would likely be essential to reach this stage. It would also be a result of it. Resources would be managed with incredible efficiency. There would be no waste. Cities might be like living ecosystems. They would be built with smart materials. They would recycle everything. Perhaps they would have new forms of transportation. These could make global travel almost instant. Access to education and information would be universal. This would create a very wise and informed population. their world would work as one connected, intelligent system. So, where does humanity stand right now on this grand scale? We are not yet a Type 1 civilization. Some scientists would say we are not even very close. The famous astronomer Carl Sagan made an early estimate. He calculated that humanity was around Type 0.7 in the 1970s. This number is still often used today, though it varies a little. Being Type 0.7 means we mostly rely on old energy. This is energy stored from dead plants and animals, what we call fossil fuels. We are still just beginning to learn how to use our planet's current, ongoing energy. In cosmic terms, we are still in our energy childhood. What does being a Type 0.7 civilization really mean for us? It means we capture and use only a tiny part of the solar energy. This solar energy bathes our Earth every single day. Our main energy sources often pollute our environment. They are also limited. They will run out. We sometimes face energy shortages. There are even conflicts between nations over these resources. Our global energy system is not very connected. It is often not very efficient. We are making some progress, it is true. But the journey to Type 1 status is a very long one. It's like we just learned to make a small campfire. A Type 1 civilization commands its planet's share of the sun's fire. We can see some small glimmers of progress on the horizon. We are taking our first important steps. The use of renewable energy sources is growing. Things like solar power and wind power are expanding around the world. There is also a growing understanding about climate change. People realize we need cleaner energy. We need sustainable ways to power our lives. This is driving more investment in green technologies. Scientists from different countries are working together on these big challenges. These are hopeful signs. They are like the first small seeds of a future Type 1 world. But these seeds need a lot of care and a huge amount of effort to grow strong. The distance between where we are now and Type 1 is enormous. It is a huge gulf to cross. A Type 1 civilization would control about 100,000 times more energy than humanity uses today. Try to imagine that. Imagine every bit of sunlight that hits Earth. Imagine every gust of wind. Imagine every powerful surge of the ocean tide, all of it captured, all of it used wisely. This is not just about building more power stations. It requires a complete revolution. We need to change how we understand energy. We need to change how we use energy science. It means transforming our entire relationship with our home planet. It is a very high goal to aim for. The path to becoming a Type 1 civilization is filled with big technological mountains to climb. We need major new discoveries in how we capture energy. Think about super efficient solar panels, or maybe entirely new ways to gather energy that we haven't even imagined yet. Storing energy is another massive challenge. How can we store energy on a planetary scale? It needs to be reliable, it needs to be safe. We also need a global energy distribution network. This would be like a smart electrical grid for the entire planet. And the dream of clean, controlled nuclear fusion power must become a real, practical technology for everyone. Technology alone will not be enough to get us there. We also face huge human challenges. These involve our societies and our politics. Global cooperation will be absolutely necessary. This cooperation must be on a scale we have never seen before. Nations around the world would need to look beyond their own short-term goals. They must work together for the long-term good of all humanity. They must work for the good of the planet itself. We must overcome conflicts and divisions. We need to change the kind of thinking that puts separation above working together. This requires a deep shift in how we see the world and how we govern ourselves. As we try to reach Type 1 status, we must also take care of our planet. There are critical environmental problems to solve. We must move away from polluting fossil fuels much faster. We need to manage all of our planet's resources in a truly sustainable way. This means protecting the variety of life, our biodiversity. It means preserving our ecosystems. It means working to undo the environmental damage we have already caused. A true Type 1 civilization would not just use its planet's energy. It would be its careful and dedicated protector. It would understand the delicate balance of its world. It would work hard to keep that balance. This is a responsibility we cannot escape. Why should we even try to start this grand journey? Reaching Type 1 status is not just a scientific dream. It is incredibly important for every single person. It promises a future where energy is no longer scarce. This could end poverty around the world. It could improve life for everyone. It could stop wars fought over resources. It ensures that human civilization can survive and thrive for a very long time. Imagine a world where our biggest problems like climate change are managed. Becoming a Type 1 civilization means securing a stable, prosperous, and truly inspiring future. It is for all the generations that will come after us. It is a destiny worth striving for.